Hello, guys. Sorry, I have not been on YouTube for a very long time, and but I decided to make videos like what I've been up to stuff. I mean, I'm just getting lazy. I've been doing lots of other stuff. But I'm getting very lazy on YouTube, and I don't upload that much. But that's not what the point of this video is. So sorry I haven't returned for a while, but I'm be mainly talking about the Los Angeles Clippers, right? If you definitely know, if you watch NBA, you definitely know who the Los Angeles Clipper is. You know they also run in LA, right? With the Los Angeles Lakers. So I just want to make this real quick video saying that the Clippers are the most overrated team in the NBA. And there's no hiding fact in that. This is all facts, man. Like there's no hidden about it. I mean, obviously the head coach is Doc River, and the owner is Steve Ballmer, and they share the same Staples Center, arena, Staples Center, same like Lakers, and the Clippers got eliminated to the Denver Nuggets just a few days ago. Now the Nuggets are currently playing against the Lakers. I mean, ever since COVID canceled the 2020 NBA season, like they have to play in the bubble, in Orlando, right? Where the magic occurs and all stuff, and this is where NBA starts. I mean, Clippers, you know, they've been struggling, and be playing, very inconsistent, all season long, right? I mean, this is how garbage the franchise Clipper is, man. I mean, just to recap, saying that they never got past the second round of the playoff. They've been in the playoff multiple times, but they've been blowing like leads after lead after lead. They've been blowing like lots of leads. And and the Clippers, in the regular season or in the bubble, they're losing to mediocre teams. You know, I mean, yeah. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I look at the Clippers season saying that they're the best. The ESPN has been giving the LA Clippers tons of credit, even though the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, Los Angeles Lakers is much stronger than the Clippers. And I see what says that Clippers gonna win championship. Clippers are gonna sweep the Lakers, man. Clippers, it's like miles ahead of everybody. The Clippers like a whole nother level. I mean, I remember last year, in 2019, they have no All Star and they were an AC, and just by adding two All Star like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, just add a lot of level. And yeah, Doc Rivers overrated, overrated coach. I mean, they say that Clippers gonna be number one, but Clippers are number two. That's behind the LA Lakers, and they are still teams that is not as good as Los Angeles Clippers, or don't have the record of it, still can beat the Clippers. I'm serious, man. And Clippers do get blow out by mediocre team as well. So why are you overhyping Clippers? Like Clippers sweep Laker. Clipper can stop LeBron, stop Anthony Davis. They're heading to the finals. They got kicked down the second round, blowing a 3-1 lead. The Clipper blew a 3-1 lead, two times already. I mean, Clippers could have easily, beat the Nuggets, or the first time they blew a 3-1 lead was in 2015, 5 years ago. That's against the Rockets, and now they blew against, Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets are so crazy, man. Like, this team is underrated. People don't, still, respect the Nuggets, but I'm kind of give them, respect because they came back from a 3-1, deficit two times in the same season, in the same series. This is absolutely nuts, man. Like, I got a feeling the Lakers are not going to sweep the Nuggets. No, that's not going to happen. I mean, the formidable Utah Jazz and the mighty Clippers. So, like, yeah, because we know what happened last year. Like Nuggets, they were battling hard in the playoff, and this year they got back. Next year or the next 2 year, like this team is gonna be, it's gonna be very destructive team. Like they're gonna kill a lot of team, in the nearby future. This Denver Nuggets team. Shout out to Jamal Murray. He's the one that motivated the Nuggets. And I didn't think the Nuggets gonna take the last 3 games. I thought it's gonna be everybody's hype say that it's the Clipper versus Laker, the Clipper over the Laker, the Clippers gonna versus Laker. We thought that it's gonna guarantee gonna happen, but guess who's end up exiting? Clipper. Like Clipper didn't have like any like injuries or something like that. I mean, yeah, typically if you have injury, if you lose a star or if you lose like 2 star, then technically your season over. This is exactly what happened to the Warriors last starting of the shocking year, right? They got Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson. They got like so much injury. That's how Toronto beat them. But yeah, like I said, team can choke, team has injury, and this is how they can blow up their chance of winning, right? The Clippers, they are not miles ahead of the Lakers. This team is out already. And ESPN and everybody that listen to ESPN or in their opinion or the Clipper fans saying that I'm not being biased here, but just saying that they're giving Clippers so much credit. And the fact is that they couldn't even make out the second round. Like there's just this little curse thing there saying that you can never pass the second round, like no matter what you do. And I got a feeling hey, this is a lot worse. You know why? Because they got like 2 mighty all-stars and somehow they choke. You expect Kawhi Leonard and Paul George to carry this whole team with Patrick Beverly, Lou Williams. Like they cannot carry this team, man. Like the West is gonna be it's like so stacked, but still like no excuse. Like all the Clippers need to do is just win 1 game, and here's how they blew 3-1. I think like game 5 is turning point like Nuggets. Like the worst part about the Clippers is that they've been blowing double-digit leads 3 times in a goddamn row. Can you believe that? They blew double-digit lead, not just single-digit lead, but double-digit. They were like always up at the halftime, and then they're like, the second half like they start like trailing, and all the momentum is on the Denver Nuggets. If Clipper win game 5, they should have been versus the Laker right now. But they're too focused on beating the Lakers, and this is what happened, and they didn't get past the Nugget. I mean, we thought like Nuggets inexperienced, they're not talented enough, but if they play really hard and if they have the gut to, eliminate team, they will for surely do it. Yeah, and Game 7 was technically a blowout, on the Clipper. They were up 12 points, and Denver, somehow lead 20 points, at the end of the 4th quarter. It's like, God, man. I mean, to be honest, look, man. Dallas Mavericks, like, oh yeah, they have injury. This is why, the Clippers, closes out this series, very soon, 6. I think it could have gone to 7, But a little explanation, I know that the Clippers stole game 1, lots of Dallas Mavericks fans are upset, because, Kristaps Porzingis, got ejected. And if the Dallas win game 1 and 2, then Clipper would have, probably finished up the Dallas in 7, or technically the Dallas should have eliminated the Clippers. But I know the Clippers are a little more stacked, so they're going to beat the Dallas, because Dallas has, problem with their defense. Best offense, but garbage defense. Yeah, the Nuggets are not garbage, man. But yeah, you cannot underestimate every team. Because any team you play in the West they're very dangerous. Like you cannot even, even underestimate the Sacramento Kings. Or call it, people forgot about the Golden State Warrior or the Minnesota Timberwolves. I mean, they're like the bottom seed, but they might get good very later. Who knows? It was a little off topic, but Clippers are pretty much in trouble if they don't improve, in the next few years. Like this team is gonna be, really at the bottom of the West. which might, not be good for Steve Ballmer. This is not going to be good. You get what I'm saying, right? You know that every single team in the Western Conference is gonna be like, it's gonna be like playoff team, like, and you got the East, like, talented, like, every single teams are gonna get better. I mean, there are like a few, biggest laughing stock in the NBA, like the New York Knicks and Charlotte Hornets, or possibly the Cavaliers, right? I mean, those teams will probably not gonna be, laughing stock NBA for very long. So, Clippers has to figure this out, man. They have to figure this out. If they want to beat a lot of teams, right? I mean, yeah, they have very big weakness and they're just very inconsistent. They're still allowing, over 100 points, even though they play, their best defense. I mean, I think the Clippers, has to change their roster or somehow, get a new head coach. And I don't know what the Clippers do, but I mean, if this continues, then maybe Doc Rivers has to, leave the Clippers. He might get fired, walk out the door. And the Clippers just have to, or either leave LA, right? Lots of Los Angeles Laker fans, hate the Clippers. Yeah, technically because Clippers, disrespect them, say that they're gonna run LA, they're gonna beat the Lakers, cluster, slaughter them, like blow them out. It's not happening. It's not. The Lakers always been the best, and that's just the fact. And the real fact is that Clippers, they have 0 championship. They didn't even went to the Western Conference Final. Whereas the Lakers won like so many championships, right? I mean, when I go to Los Angeles, all you see, is like lots of Laker fans. It's very hard to find, Clipper fans. Yeah, that's just how, that's, you can clearly tell who has a better logo, right? It's the Los Angeles Lakers. But I got a feeling that, yeah, the Clippers, can turn things around, can make really good moves, but yeah, you never know what the future is, man, because the world we live in, it's crazy, man. So anything could possibly happen. So yeah, Clippers can just make a move, having, a shorter, season, and they'll figure things out. But yeah, man, just hope for the best. But this is why, Clipper are overrated, and ESPN, the ESPN and the basketball analysts, they have been the biggest fool ever, man. The NBA fan, like, been watching game stuff, they know that, yeah, like, these Clipper fans and the ESPN, like, they're really fooled. They got fooled so hard, man. Like, it was like on the suicide watch, like, it was, like, I don't know how to explain this, man, but wow. Clippers definitely owe an apology, man, or the ESPN. But thanks for watching this video, just like and comment and subscribe. But I know that the biggest difference, this year is that we don't have, home court or, go on the road. There's no fans around. Yeah, because, this, virus thing. So you just gotta stay safe. Always wear a mask. Be 6 feet apart from people, and you'll be fine. And if you feel sick or, if you test positive, just, stay home or stay, social distance. Definitely. That will help a lot, not to spread the virus very quickly. So, and off here. Bye bye.